Hi, welcome back to the Blue Aster Mine On30 layout under construction here in my dining room. Got a few things done over the weekend, enough anyway to make a video and show you what's happening here. Stopped by the hobby shop in Kalamazoo this weekend, and if I could real quickly encourage you guys, ladies, gentlemen, to shop at your local hobby store. I'm telling you, everything that I found online at the hobby shop, if they had it, it was the same price. It was just as reasonable. I would encourage you to shop locally at the hobby shops. They're very helpful and can answer all your questions. Got some cork road bed, Mod Podge, Sculpt-A-Mold, and two different kinds of Woodland Scenics ground cover. Now this is going to be for making trees, and we'll probably make a separate video for that. It's a very cool technique, very inexpensive trees. I collected some sticks and twigs and things over the weekend, and we'll show you how that is done. Got some carving done, got some landscaping things finished. This is going to be our stream, and one of the scenery components. This is obviously the headwaters of the stream. There's going to be a waterfall here. There's going to be lots of rocks on this thing. So this is just started. That is the 2-inch styrene foam stacked on top of each other. They're actually 3 pieces vertically, and plaster of Paris. Lots of plaster of Paris and newspaper to kind of shape it a little bit. The plaster of Paris came from, I think it was Lowe's. It's $10 for a 25-pound bag. That stuff ought to last me for a long time. I'm kind of pleased with the way this turned out. We'll get some more work done on it soon, and I hope it continues to look this good. The little buildings here you see are just some cardstock things I made while I was working on third shift, just to kind of get an idea of some scale. I'm not real sure exactly how big this locomotive is that I purchased. I found a 2-truck Shay locomotive online, eBay actually, and I couldn't believe that I actually found this, so I snapped it up. It was $99, and it's going to take another week or so to get here. I was just ecstatic. I figured I'd have to settle with something very small and inexpensive, and I found this. It is DC only. It's an analog, but it is a 2-truck Shay, and it's really all I need for this little layout. This is, it's not going to be a huge layout here. Made some rocks. This is plaster of Paris laid out on wax paper. I just smoothed it out with a putty knife, let it dry, and then cracked it up into pieces, put them in a glass jar, and shook them up to get the sharp edges off, make it look more rounded, like it's been in the water for a while. Every photograph I saw of Kentucky waterways had these huge slabs of limestone in the creeks, the ones in the eastern part of the state anyway, where the hills are. And I must say, those look pretty good. Now, obviously, I'm going to put some color on these, make them look more like limestone. Separated them into different sizes for different uses. Got some really small pieces here, and actually kind of a sandy material there. We'll color those up and get them into the stream bed. The stream bed, I will use Sculpt-A-Mold. This, by the way, will get a nice layer of Sculpt-A-Mold on it too, to kind of flatten out some of the sharper edges here. There's still a few on there, but all in all, that doesn't look too bad. And road bed. Start to work on the road bed. I think I'm going to lift it up a little bit off of the platform. I'm going to use the thin foam insulation that we bought. Lift that up, cover it with plaster and or Sculpt-A-Mold. And I think that was about everything that we accomplished this weekend. It took a couple of hours. It's actually not quite dry yet. Hopefully by this evening I can put some Sculpt-A-Mold on that. Anxious to get that going. I'm really anxious to get that Shay locomotive in hand so that I can begin laying out the road bed and the track. I haven't gotten a power pack yet, but I found a few online. I'm not going to buy this. You know what? I do have to buy this online because my little hobby shop did not have the power packs I was looking for. I'm not doing DCC. This is just going to be a straight DC layout, simple wiring. I'll probably show you how I get the wiring done and everything. The track joiners did come from the hobby shop. Track nails, all reasonably priced, just as cheap as you could have gotten them on the internet. So again, I encourage everybody to shop locally if you can. And I think that's about it for now. I'll be back when I have some more progress to show. And by all means, if anybody's got any questions, if I missed anything, let me know. This is coming together pretty good. Again, it's the very first time I've ever done anything like this. So, you know, I can't say I made any more mistakes besides that first stupid error with measuring the wood. However, anybody have any feedback? Here's my helper. This is Reggie. He's the little guy. Thanks, Reg, all your help. They love jumping up on this thing. It drives me nuts. I'm going to have to cover this up. By the way, those buildings, they look pretty good, right? Those are cardstock. That's paper. Those are paper buildings. And I was just using them for kind of scale, laying some things out. Kind of see what it looks like. Alrighty, thanks for watching, and we'll be back with more progress. See you.